Hey everybody, welcome back to the Single Parent Basic Training. This is your girl, your host, Shante F. Green. And today I have the very lovely Miss Kenya Sellers. Say hi, Kenya. Hey, Kenya. Kenya is a supermodel and a mom of, how many children do you have?
3 and 1 coming.
3 and 1 on the way. Very good. You know, Kenya, I've always admired you because you're just so beautiful. And your bone structures, you are super, super beautiful.
You are too.
Thank you so much. So listen, so my question is, I was laying in my bed and this question of colorism popped up in my mind for you. Because like we're in the South, and from what I understand, I was raised up north. And so there's always been this dark skin versus light skin type thing.
Oh yeah.
So being a single mom, how does that play into how people treat you, how they respond to you when they tell you that you're a single mom? When you tell them that you're a single mom?
I wouldn't say it plays a part. I think all women are kind of put into a group. All black women are put into a group, especially when you're a single mother. The stereotypes just kind of roll in.
Yeah.
I think it's a big difference between the light skin and the dark skin. I haven't noticed a difference personally.
Okay, very good. So I know your parents, they are amazing, amazing parents. Your parents, they do a lot of work in the church. So being a single mom and coming into the demographics of, you know, the church, how, you know, what kind of judgments or attitudes did you come up against in that regards? And not only that, because your parents do a lot of work in the church, how do you feel that impacted them and how they were viewed in the church? Is that too much at one time? You can break it down.
I'm trying to think back to my first child. I think that was the time when I really started to notice like the judgments and the stares and the opinions of different people. Like you said, my dad does a lot of work in the church.
Yeah.
He was working closely with the pastor, and one specific time was like awards day at church, and they called my name. It was time for me to come up, and of course I was pregnant. I was far along. I was far enough along that you could see that I was pregnant.
Yeah.
And my dad was just like, "Oh, you have to go up and stand in front of the church." And I think he might have felt a little bit maybe like embarrassed, maybe, but you can definitely tell like the judgments. Like everyone has an opinion. Everyone had something to say. And
I think, you know, because when I became divorced, you know, I still do a lot of work in the church, but there is a shunning that happens when you become single or if you are single. Because from what I have witnessed in the church, people will treat you as if you either want their man or you're trying to steal their man or your moral compass is lower than theirs. I have also seen a lot of times that, and don't get me wrong, I love the church, okay? I'm a product of the church. But sometimes your toughest battles, being a single mom, happens with people who are in the church. And I have found that it's people outside of the church who help me more than, you know, people in the church. Is that you're saying? Because we're in different age groups. Yeah, I'm 41. Okay.
I would agree that that's true also.
Yeah.
I came in contact with a lady, and she was just kind of staring at me, and I knew her from church.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Hey, how you doing?" And she just kind of looked. She was like, "Are all of these your kids?" I'm like, "Yeah." Like, "Oh, and you're having another one?" I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "Well, I'm not condemning you, but," and you know, it's just like, okay, you know, what was the point? But like I said, I come in contact with that probably on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah.
Get all kinds of stares and a variation of judgments, but most of it is negative.
Yeah.
And most of it does come from the church, and I attend church every Sunday.
So how do you power through that? Because, you know, this is important because, and it's one of the reasons why I'm doing this program, to reach people who are out there, who go through the same things, and they have no one to relate to, and it feels like they're doing this all on their own. That, you know, I'm in the church and I should be getting love, but I'm not getting a lot of love. Listen, I've been there. I've been there. So what advice, you know, would you give someone?
Advice, let me see, a word of advice.
Or encouragement.
Or encouragement,
Yeah.
that's a better time.
Okay, okay.
Because at the end of the day, what I realized is I'm the one that's having to wake up in the morning and get the kids ready.
Yeah.
I'm the one that has to get them from point A to point B,
Yeah.
take care of them, make sure they're fed,
Right.
make sure everything is taken care of for them. So when you can find that motivation within yourself to just keep going, then you realize that's the only thing that matters. And if you have a relationship with God, then you've already talked to Him about it. And I know I have to pray every morning.
Yeah.
I mean, all throughout the day. But just staying connected with God, realizing that if you don't do it, it probably won't get done.
Yeah.
And when you look at your kids, you're able to tell, like, you know, this is what I'm doing it for. So I find my motivation through them most of the time as well.
Yeah. One of the things that I'd like to touch on is the judgment and the unsolicited advice that people, they just give you as if they know everything and you know nothing about your children that you pushed out of your womb. One of the times that I can remember is when my son, he was 5 years old when we first got divorced, and he was acting out. So I went to, you know, somebody in the church, and he was like, oh, just whoop him. He needs a whooping. And, you know, I prayed about it, and I felt like the Lord was telling me, if you beat him right now, you will break his spirit. You have to step back and get to the root of the problem. And so that's when I learned how to connect with him and how to get him to talk to me. So how hard is it to dodge people's unsolicited advice? See, I only had 2. And so it was easier. I'm like, I'm out. I ain't listening to you. I'm not talking to you. But, you know, being from a certain region and people think that they know you because they watched you grow up and they're like bench cheerleaders, bench coaches. Yeah, so, you know, how do you handle that now?
It was worse when I had just one child because people feel like, oh, she's young, she'll know what she's doing, so I'm just going to throw my advice out there. Now that I have more, even though I'm still young, people have kind of backed off of that part.
Yeah.
But I reach out to, if I need advice, I reach out to my parents or sometimes my older brothers, like especially for my son, because he is at the age now when he's starting to do things. I'm like, okay, I don't know how to handle this situation, so I might reach out to my parents about it, and they give me the advice I need. I always, like you mentioned, get to the root of the problem. I strongly agree with that part.
Yeah.
Because it's always like a bigger issue with something else that's driving him to behave that way.
Yeah.
And I believe it. I believe it wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
So as far as unsolicited advice goes, though, I have to find what to discern, like what I'm going to listen to and what I'm not going to listen to. Because you can always tell when something is coming from a sincere place from a person.
Yeah.
Or they're just like, oh, just throw this out there. She's young. She doesn't know what she's doing. So I'm just tell her this.
Yeah. So are you dating now?
I am.
Okay. That's good. So, okay, well that brings me to my next question. When you have small children, like how do you gauge when is the appropriate time to bring them around your children? Because let me tell you, okay, I didn't play about my children. I still don't play about my children. So I think in this day and time it's harder because catfishing and people pretending. How do you gauge when and who to bring around your children?
See, I had to reach out to my older mentors and people I look up to and ask that same question. Like, when should I bring, you know, the person around my kids? And I found that when you ask those kind of questions, some things just come naturally. And if I didn't feel like, you know, this person deserved to be around my kids, I just wouldn't bring them
That's smart.
This person specifically that I have in my life now, I definitely feel like I made a good choice, and I think he's a positive person in my kid's life.
So what did you learn from your previous relationships to help you make this good choice?
I was in my last relationship for 8 years, which I'm still.
That's a long time.
Yeah, I'm young, but it started in high school,
Right.
out throughout college and everything like that. I definitely learned that when you see a red flag, you choose to ignore it, then you definitely gonna deal with the consequences of it. You're gonna deal with some things that you don't even necessarily have to deal with if you would have just slowed down and paid attention.
Right.
I actually asked myself that same question, so I had to reach out to higher mentors and other ladies that I look up to help guide me towards the right answer, so I don't make the wrong decision. But I feel like that's something that just comes natural. So if you feel that it's the right time,
So just use your own intuition. Yeah, better. I love it. So with that being said, this is the lovely, lovely Kenya. You will be seeing more of her in seasons to come. We have lots of things in store for her in this series. This is the Single Parents Basic Training. Thank you for tuning in. Love you lots.
Fading in and out of time, you got me losing my mind. Teasing me with your behind, you're my star, you always shine. Fall asleep all intertwined, started over, press rewind. Why'd you take so long to find?
Why'd you take so long to find? Yeah. Took too long to find. Wouldn't wanna press rewind. No matter the time, stuck on my mind 24/7 through the whole grind. Steady development, look where we started, they say it's irrelevant. Dearly departed, I know that you're heaven sent. Shine bright through the darkness, a couple 100 miles away. That's my own testament. Forget all the rest and take me back to a place worth remembering. Memory lost, caught in the fog of what I was taught. It's leave me lost, no way out except for the one that comes with a cost. Stare in the mirror too long and you would swear something was off.